Carolyn Beard Whitlow. I'm a practicing poet and I'm a fiber artist. I think many people classify me as a new formalist poet because I enjoy writing contemporary poetry in formalist verse. I think my favorite form is the villanelle, and so I have a number of those, but I write other forms too. Sepia Picture Postcards was inspired by the nadir in African American history. After the Civil War, which we know ended in freeing the slaves with the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, actually life got worse for many formerly enslaved people. And we go into the period in history where lynching became commonplace. And I was struck by, in doing the research, the number of photographs of lynchings that showed crowds of people attending the lynching because it was entertainment. So there are children there, and women there, and men there, and just hordes of people watching this as though it is a spectacle. Well, that was the first impetus. The second one is that during this time period, the photographers, because many of these photographs are professionally produced, they made postcards, and so it was commonplace to send a postcard as a souvenir of this kind of event. And there are collectors still today of these postcards, which were often, not always, but often sepia toned, and hence that's the title, Sepia Picture Postcard. But if you can imagine, say, a child pictured on a postcard, and you can all imagine that, and the child is holding up something and smiling because, you know, the child is happy. But then you zoom in and you realize that the souvenir that the child is holding is some body part from a man who's been lynched. And the whole notion that lynching was more than hanging. You know, it meant castration or burning or cutting off ears. You know, it was just such a gruesome practice. And this poem came out of the notion of the period in history, the images I've seen in photographs, and then to get to pictures of the postcards themselves, which can still be found occasionally in antique shops and flea markets. And this was a pastime. And I felt that needed to be recorded. So again, I'm telling the history, but I'm trying to tell the story in a creative, not just a gruesome way. Sepia Picture Postcards. Look pretty for the postcards, children all smiling, the crowds smiling, children all cheer, playing with souvenirs. Cheers, playing with souvenirs, gentlemen pose with their catch. Look pretty for the postcards. Gentlemen pose with their catch, gin flask gripped, shared mouth to mouth, gin flask shared gripped mouth to mouth, dozens mill about, hundreds mill, thousands about, space clears in the moiling crowd. Gentlemen pose with their catch. Space cleared in the moiling crowd, scent of gasoline, unwashed scent of gasoline, roiling tar, feathers flutter. Roiling tar, fluttered feathers, torch of twisted newspaper, cleared space in the moiling crowd. Torch of twisted newspaper, smoke from his own burning flesh, from his own flesh burning, smoke, gelding, tongue swells, eyes boil, bulge, gelded, eyes swell, bulge, tongue boils, skin crisp as bacon, burnt toast, twisted torch of newspaper, flesh crisp as toast, burnt bacon, mobbed, dragged from a cabin bed, mob stunned, tumbled down, trodden, chained, downtrodden, tumbled, stunned, chained, stick at boy like sticking hogs, skin burnt crisp as bacon, toast, stick at boy like sticking hogs, sizzled on a sycamore tree, flesh tore off, piecemeal, scattered, flesh tore off, scattered piecemeal, overalls baked, blood dusted, sizzled on a sycamore tree, caked, blood dusted overalls, search ashes for souvenirs, ashes searched for souvenirs, denim, finger bones, tooth, ear, teeth, fingers, denim, bones, souvenirs, postcards, 10 cents. Look pretty for the postcards.